Hello Twitch, Artemu the Violet Wizard here, and today we are continuing Pokémon Emerald. Last time, we caught our 6th and final team member, and then made our way to Lily Cove City, where we took in the sights, participated in our first and only Pokemon contest of this playthrough, then saw what we could over at the Safari Zone, and this time it's time to finally move the story along. So right quick before we start this session, I want to show up a little bit of changes here. Namely that Beetlejuice has now been trained up and is now level 36. So he's almost on par with everybody else. Stats are definitely looking a lot better than they were before, but he's still a little on the weaker side here. But that will change very shortly, as we'll soon see. Also made some massive changes to his move pool. I went and purchased the TMs for Thunderbolt and Psychic over at the game corner so that I could fill his moveset up with some better attacks, and I felt these would be very good for him to have. And he also learned Will-O-Wisp while training. This is a very cool status move, being able to inflict a burn on a target. The accuracy is not all that good, but it can help him with dealing with some harder hitting foes. And of course, Nightshade is a decent move overall. So yeah, very impressed with this guy so far. So Dottie is rejoining the team for a little bit, while Armstrong takes a little break, but not for very long, just because before we carry on with the plot, there is an area that I want to go to where I'm gonna require her services. Meanwhile, let's show Beetlejuice off in battle. Yeah, this guy is interesting. He learns quite a lot of special attacks by TMs, despite the fact that his special stat isn't the best out of his offensive stats. He's definitely no Gengar, obviously. But I felt that they would be very helpful moves regardless, mainly for dealing with different weaknesses on the opponents. Like having another electric type move on someone on our team is very good, and just having a psychic move on the team is also very handy, especially for dealing with some opponents we'll be facing later on. But with all that said, let's surf down here to Route 122. It's actually a very short route, and there's not a whole lot of unique stuff here for us. Mainly just gonna get through here in order to move on to our new territories. It's also a good opportunity for Beetlejuice, of course, to gain some experience. So I'm very looking forward to seeing how he improves as things go forward. So over here, we're on Route 123. We were in this area in the western part of the route, but we could not reach the upper area because of some high ledges, so fortunately we could not get to this area. Okay, it's looking fine now. But yeah, we couldn't reach this area previously until we took the path leading from Lily Cove here. This girl you definitely want to talk to. I love grass-type Pokemon. Do you have any grass-type Pokemon? Oh, you like grass-type Pokemon too, don't you? I'm so happy you can have this. It's a token of our friendship. TM19 is definitely a move you want to pick up. I check trees with my grass-type Pokemon. I'm like a tree doctor. So this move we got here, it's a good one. Giga Drain. This is a much stronger version of Absorb. 60 base power, making it quite effective as an attack. And I definitely want to teach this to Harlequin. She has been hurting for a good grass move for quite a while, and I feel like this will complement her moveset perfectly. Something I do want to note about Giga Drain at this time is that this generation, this move only has 5 power points. So the uses of this move are limited to say the least. This does get fixed in later games, but in this generation, it's just kind of, why did they go for that? Especially on a 60 base power move. I mean, come on. But over here past this tree, there's quite a lot of stuff for us to see. Being a psychic is about willpower. I've willed myself not to lose to anyone. That makes me strong. Speaking of which, probably wondering how I trained up Beetlejuice in such a short amount of time. Quite simple. Using the match call system, I was able to see which trainers are available for battles, and I was easily able to get Beetlejuice experience by fighting these guys. Of course, it wasn't all perfect because of his less than great stats. He definitely took quite a beating in a few fights, but he still pulled through and managed to get a lot of good experience from it. Speaking of which, this is definitely a trainer you'll want to battle, because I recall this person being a trainer that you can actually rematch later on. Just let Beetlejuice get that final hit, and we're good. Got a lot of good experience there. I feel sad. Yeah, I bet you do. I sense it. You and I shall battle again. Can't tell if I'll win, though. Let's see your Poké now. Kind of a shame this trainer you can rematch is locked behind a country. Just kind of something I don't really get. Let's heal up Beetlejuice here, because definitely needs it. Took quite a beating, but that should be fine. So over here, you can pick up a rare candy, which is very nice. And over this way, we got ourselves a double battle, and what appears to be another item. I lay an ambush, and a trainer has landed in my trap. I just bought this parasol. My cuteness should be up by a third. So as we're going through this battle, what is some things to talk about? Well, today I celebrated the birthday of Whitney the Wolf on my Animal Crossing New Horizons island. She's one of my most recent additions to my New Horizons island, and I'm quite happy with seeing her growing in this community. Definitely like her a lot. I know she's a fan favorite. And in Super Mario All-Stars, finally managed to complete Super Mario Brothers 2. Definitely a very interesting game, because I know that it's entirely based on a completely different game that got a Mario makeover to it before being shipped to the US, but I think it's very cool, all things considered. Alright, that cast form. So Harlequin should be able to outspeed this thing. Thunderbolt and Feint Attack. There we go. Man, that cast form had Flamethrower. That is not a level up move for that thing, so it's quite interesting to see a trainer with one. If you don't lose, how am I supposed to have fun playing Ninja? I don't know. You're better than me by about 5 times. Interesting statistics there. Using accessories effectively is the secret behind fashion appeal. I'm gonna ambush a weaker looking trainer next time. And we got ourselves a PP up there. Definitely good. At this point... yeah, I think I'm fine with having Giga Drain as a... yeah, I can see it as a permanent move on Harlequin. She's really not going to learn any more moves at this point, so I think it's time to finally show off the PP-ups in action. So you want to be careful so that you select the right move for this. And with that, Giga Drain now has more power points. The power points you gain from using these items always goes up by a percentage. It's usually very low, so of course Giga Drain, it only went up by 1 power point. But that is still very good. We got ourselves a lot more to explore here on this route, especially if you're playing the remakes. So let's just go ahead and heal this guy up, so they can get plenty of experience here. and we'll be good to go. Okay, you got a hyper potion from that rock. I didn't know that. Malpire, where the spirits of Pokemon sleep. Will your Pokemon sleep? I hope not. With there are no trainers around, I let my Pokemon battle each other. I watch them. Okay, interesting there, buddy. So we have Kendra and Ed. Speaking of Animal Crossing, Ed was also an animal that had a birthday recently. Definitely like him a lot. One of my favorites from my island. And from a lot of other Animal Crossing games, believe it or not. But yeah. So on topic of other things to talk about. So of course, Beetlejuice got to level 37. Very happy for that. For one, he's learning Feint Attack. I will replace Nightshade with that just because I'm not too much of a fan of that. Of course, Feint Attack is not going to be staying on Beetlejuice's move set for very long, but I just feel it's nice to have right now. So on topic of other things, a certain YouTuber that I follow has just announced what game he is going to be playing for the rest of the year, and oh boy, is it a good one. Definitely a game that I'm going to be picking up soon. See no reason to be coy about this. Chugga Conroy announced that he is going to be Let's Playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Definitely quite a surprising one, because I figured with his usual trend of picking games by their release order that he would be going with Chronicles X, which is a game that I definitely want to get back to because I haven't actually finished it. But I am very happy with him picking 2 for his second Xenoblade game to play. Of course, it has the 2 in its name, but yeah, it should be a very interesting playthrough, and I'm definitely excited to pick up the game for myself and play along with him. Kind of like how I did with the original Xenoblade, even though I had to wait quite a while to actually pick it up and had to get the 3DS version just because I could not find it in stores at the time. Yeah, very exciting stuff. I believe this guy's got one more Pokemon, and yep, it's a Survivor. Whenever you see Zangoose, expect to see a Survivor nearby. And I could have gone with Psychic there, actually. I should have no trouble taking this thing out. Good damage there with Feint Attack, and it's done. Thank goodness my team is so high level at this point. That's not going to be something we're going to have a lot of time to relish in. Yes, my Pokemon have a lot of vitality, except for, you know, the dead one. But now, it's time. Beetlejuice! 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 Our little Shuppet has now evolved into Banette. One of the coolest ghost types in my opinion. So yeah, it may not look like much, like a little raggedy doll. And you may be right, but look at that attack stat. That's real good. And this guy, oh boy. This specific Pokemon, I want to go into the Pokedex and look at its Pokedex entry, because this is quite the Pokemon. So, Ghost-type Pokemon traditionally have very creepy Pokedex entries. Banette is no exception. An abandoned plush doll became this Pokemon. They're said to live in garbage dumps and wander about in search of the children that threw them away. Isn't that a great idea for a Pokemon, having this vengeful, spiteful, old ghost of a toy that's seeking the children that abandoned them. It's such a great and creepy concept for a Pokemon. And it's partially why I wanted to have a Bayonet on my team, because it's just such a wild concept. Yeah, this guy's looking very good. And his special attack, of course, is higher, which will be good for his current moveset. Even though it could definitely use some improvements, which, don't worry, we'll eventually get a very good move on this guy that will actually take advantage of his... No, Siri, I didn't. I activated my Siri by mistake. It happens. So yep, got ourselves a fantastic new Pokemon. And still got a lot to explore on this route and a lot of stuff to see. I forgot, you can still run into Chimney here. And of course, depending on the game you're playing, you also have the potential of encountering Duskull here. Now, I just want to say something about Bayonet right quick, is that I am not a big fan of its Generation 3 sprite. I don't know, it just kind of looks derpy to me, compared to the other sprites that it gets in later games, which tend to be just very good at showing off just how creepy this thing is. Also, just wanted to point out that I have both a Cacturn and a Bayonet on my team. I'm slowly becoming that one kind of jerkish gay rival from the anime, and I just love it. So over here, Super Repel, very nice indeed. I might actually consider using a Repel here, because really don't need the experience at this point from Wilds. Oh, am I kidding? Any experience is good experience. Yeah, just look at this guy, so much more powerful now. He's gonna be a very solid fighter on this team. Yeah, it definitely takes a while to level up Chimney and Duskull to get them evolved. They both evolve at the same level, so it's not too bad to train them up. It's just that. Yeah, but the point you catch them and what the level your team usually is at this point, it could take a while to get everything here. I want to determine how strong you are. I'll be the test. So you want to be careful in this area, because there are a lot of ledges here that can make getting back through here kind of a hassle. Ooh, haven't seen this guy, I believe. Mawile. This is the version counterpart to Sableye, being a pure steel type in this game, eventually becoming a steel fairy type starting Gen 6. And it just did that. Baton Pass is quite the interesting move. It causes you to switch places with another one of your Pokemon. But the interesting thing about Baton Pass is that it actually carries over any stat changes as that your Pokemon may have obtained to the Pokemon it's switching with. So if you buff your Pokemon with like Swords Dance or Agility, they still keep those stat buffs, when they switch out with the other Pokemon. So you're effectively passing on those stat changes to the next Pokemon and allowing them to be ready for whatever's to come. So it's definitely good for setting up strategies against various opponents. Definitely an interesting move. Would see a lot more use in competitive than in the single player, so it's not really something I'm focusing on in this playthrough, but could be useful. And you got Roselia. This lady certainly has a lot. So, topic of some other stuff. Let's see here. So does anyone know about VTubers? Because, oh boy, have I discovered some things with them. So I've only really, gotten escape rope, not bad. So my main exposure to VTubers have been links to some of their content that I have seen over on Discord, and I don't know, seen some interesting things there. Definitely a lot of funny and manic stuff that I usually like, and I know it's just kind of interesting checking out their works. Because, oh boy, there's definitely a lot of love for those VTubers in a lot of different ways. So you have a big collection of gym badges. Let me see if you're actually worthy of those badges. Okay. And yeah, it's just an interesting concept for a content producer. Like, got these people who set up these 3D models of whatever character or avatar they got, and just having them wired so that they mimic their person's body language and expressions, and kind of translates that into their character on screen. So it's a very interesting way of showing off like the personality of these content creators, and quite imaginative in a lot of ways. I mean, I've definitely thought about it. Like, my avatar could lend itself very nicely to having a virtual persona to accompany the streams. Yeah. And, like, it's very simple design compared to, like, some of the stuff I've seen. Like, you may probably know of one Korone. She's the source of the Ikam Bokum meme that has definitely took off lately, which is something. Yeah, I've seen a bit of her content. It's quite good. One I've also seen is Neanners, kind of this pink cat girl. She's like very soft-spoken, kind of awkward at times, but yeah. And there was something I saw was like a podcast between several different VTuber personalities just talking about stuff, and it was just so hectic. Like, frickin' one of them, I think she goes by Iron Mouse. Oh boy, she's got a mouth on her, all things considered. She's got just the tiny, squeakiest little voice, too, so you wouldn't expect to hear these kind of things from her, but, oh man. So yeah, those videos are definitely entertaining. It's something of a guilty pleasure of mine for the time being, and we're still not done this battle! This guy has 5 Pokemon! That's more Pokemon than we've seen on gym teams at this point. But yeah, these VTubers are definitely a guilty pleasure of mine right now. And, I don't know. Just kind of an odd interest I've gained recently, but one that's still pretty fun, all things considered. Alright, that's good. And we are almost done here. So I think that would be easier to get to at this point. So we're going to head over here. So unfortunately with this route, you can't get everything done here on your first visit, what with the structure of the ledges here. So you are going to have to come back here to complete everything, which we are probably actually going to do here, just so I can show off all the trainers, all the items you can collect here, all that jazz. Get it done. So this location here in the remakes is interesting, as it has a little shack that has to do with fishing and stuff here, which is neat. It's also where you can get a Mega Stone for Gyarados. So if you have a Gyarados and are looking to use its Mega, definitely a good spot to check out here. That taken care of, there is one other section of this route that still needs to be explored. So let's fly back to Lily Cove on Shanty. And I think at this point, we don't need to have Dottie in the party, so let's go put her away along with any items that we don't need. Thank you for your assistance, Dottie. Also, just wanted to mention, that is the last instance of meeting the HM cut in our adventure. There are no other areas where we need to worry about using that move, so very good. Now that Armstrong's back in the party, we'll be able to benefit from that. Also, just bringing this up here. So this lady over here asked for a Pokeblock to give to her Pokemon. And between streams, I actually gave her a red Pokeblock for her Zigzagoon. She doesn't give you anything for it, so don't waste your time. It's not worth it. Trying to make our way back to Route 123 so that we can grab this last bit of stuff before we head to the main part of today's adventure. Just look at you now, Beetlejuice actually be good against things now with those. You're definitely a lot stronger than you were as a little Shuppet. I couldn't be prouder for him. And this is an interesting experience for me, because I haven't actually used a Bayonet in Generation 3. During my first playthrough of Alpha Sapphire, I did use a Bayonet, and oh boy, he was really good. Like, I think I even had him get, like, the final blow on the final boss of the game, so very cool getting him to do that. Yeah, definitely a Pokemon I really like, just because of, yeah, its design, the lore behind it. It's just a very awesome concept for a Pokemon. Just love it. Here, I'll turn your lights out while I rip through this tune. I have to tell you, bird Pokemon are my obsession. Birds are cool, they're the best. I do have quite the affinity for birds myself. Never actually had one as a pet though, but I don't know, I thought about it at times. So got Fernando and Alberto. So if he got turned into a Licky Licky, would he become Beroberto? I don't know, that's just something I like bringing up in my friend circles. Like the whole thing with Licky Licky and its name, and how a certain joke in the Rise of Darkrai movie only really works in the Japanese version. I don't know, it's just something I like bringing up because I have these wild thoughts about things, especially when it comes to a movie I really like. Xatu here, that could be formidable. You can go feint attack there, and Alexa will finish this. Yeah, we're not in too bad of a position here. It's like the trainers are still pretty low level at this point. Not helped by just with how our team has grown with my policy of showing off everything we can and as we go along the adventure. But hey, it's making for some interesting stuff to talk about. And we got a Loudred. Wouldn't be a guitarist without one of these guys on their teams. I should be very easy to take out. And it's done. Hey, hold it, I was still playing the intro! Even in defeat, bird Pokemon are cool. Yeah, I'd say so. Next time, lend your ears to the full tune, will you? So Fernando is another trainer we can rematch. You're rock steady, like to write a tune about you. Sounds nice, buddy. So over here, our reward for going back here is a Revivaler. It's not bad, actually. Definitely a good item. Actually, go here. Let's move that up so that it's ready for when I need it. Good. Oh yeah, I need to deposit these items I don't need. And we got another battle here. Don't be too happy if your Pokemon develop psychic powers. You need to refine those powers to make them really useful. Hello, child. Can you spare some time? It's got Jackie and Frederick. Kadabra and Makuhita. We have fought these guys plenty of times before, so we shouldn't have any real trouble here. Unless a Makuhita uses Fake Out. Okay, that's mildly disappointing. And Fake Out's just one of those uncommon moves that you don't really think about, but when it does pop up, it can get you kind of annoyed. Alright, another level up on Beetlejuice. It's already gotten 3 level ups this stream. It's very impressive. And we got ourselves a Lunatone. I think this is actually the first time seeing a Lunatone in the wild. And it's not going to be the last time we see one of these things, but that's for another time. This Lunatone could be interesting. It is the special counterpart to Solrock, so it's pretty good at using its Psychic-type moves as well as other types of attacks very well. And we got a Machoke here. We fought these guys a few times, they're not too bad. Especially with us having a Ghost type, because Ghost types are one of the few types that are actually immune to fighting-type moves, which definitely makes them helpful if you're going up against certain opponents. Let's take these guys out and we should be good. Lunatone is down. Just hang on a sec here. Alright. The stream just kind of stalled on my end. Overwhelmed? Ah, mighty capable child. Let me contribute to your allowance. Thank you for that. Like to face you again. Is that okay with you? Get Psychic Jackie register in the Pokédev now. Contribute to allowance wasn't the prize money enough. We all have psychic powers, we just forgotten how to use them. Boy, I'd like that to be true. Ooh, another PP up! That's nice finding 2 of those on this route. I'm just gonna go ahead and give that to Harlequin, boosting Giga Drain up some more. And that is everything we can do here on Route 123. Let's fly back to Lily Cove, put some items away, heal the team up, and then we'll be good to actually continue the story. Yeah, it's been, what, like half an hour just going through this one area. Oh boy. But it was still good for us. We got a lot of good experience. One of our team has finally evolved. And we managed to get some very good swag. Which reminds me, I'm gonna have to be doing fan art for our newest little bundle of joy here. Which will be fun, because... no spoilers, I got some very fun ideas for the artwork I have planned for my Bayonet. Yeah, I've been planning this artwork in advance, and actually getting to draw it is going to be really fun. I got some other ideas for art that I want to get done very soon. Usually some fun stuff, but it's definitely some ideas that I am really excited to try out, because, oh boy, they'll be interesting. Now, last time we were on this area, we saw that Team Aqua was headed down this way. We didn't see them on Route 123, because they went in here. Welcome to Mount Pyre. This is a graveyard built inside of a mountain. Oh geez, what's with my... here. Okay, I think things are stable now. Alright. This is the final resting place of my Zigzagoon. I cherished it. You'd come to pay your respect to the spirits of departed Pokemon. You must care for your Pokemon a lot. Yes, I do. I wouldn't be here without them. This area has Pokemon in them, of course. You're able to run into Shuppet here, obviously, in this version. So, what's interesting about Shuppet and Duskull is that they're not quite version counterparts. Just quickly, I want to go over this. Alexa's finally learning Bite. This is a move that Pokemon can get really early on, but she's only learning it now, which I just find kind of weird. I'm just gonna get rid of Quick Attack, because I don't really need it on her moveset. But they'll still work very well with her high special attack. It's weird that she gets it this late. Later generations, of course, give it Bite much sooner. All sorts of beings want this awesome Empire. There's no telling what may happen. Take this. It's for your own good. We get the Cleanse Tag. Have a Pokemon hold that Cleanse Tag. It'll help ward off wild Pokemon. This item basically acts like a repel that you equip to your Pokemon. If the first Pokemon in your team is holding this item, they will repel any wild Pokemon that is lower level than them. And yeah, it's an interesting item, can definitely be helpful in a few areas. And where I want to go first is because I know I'm going to get something very good if I take this path. Let's go over this way. Hey, you searching for Pokemon? You came along after me. You're rude! This area has a lot of trainers to deal with. Pokemaniac Mark got a Rhyhorn. Saw one of these guys last time, so it shouldn't be too much trouble, especially with Shanty. So as we're going through this area here in Mount Pyre, what's some other stuff to talk about? Well, earlier today, I went and rewatched a classic movie from my childhood, and many other people's childhoods. The Little Mermaid, just a little Disney movie that helped define an entire generation. Man, that movie is just so good. And just over time, I've gotten a lot more appreciation for it as I did when I was younger. It's such a fun movie with overall just solid characters, great story, excellent visuals for its time, and of course, the music is fantastic. I mean, what would you expect from a movie scored and produced by the Little Shop of Horror guys themselves, Howard Ashman and Alan Menken? They just put so much good work into that movie. Wouldn't nearly be as good without them. I'm in, and yeah, definitely give me a lot more appreciation than for that movie. Magic Coat. That's interesting. Hariyama took that hit fairly well. It is a very bulky Pokemon, so I was definitely expecting something like that. And Spoink is out. Good. Ooh, Whirlwind. Yeah, it's weird that Hariyama can learn that move, all things considered. And for this guy, let's Surf and Thunderbolt, I guess. Yeah, this thing is easily going to be going down. So took out Xander and Leah. You're adorable. Yes, very. I've got a lot of battles here, just boy. Over here. So I remember these two being a rather infamous pair in a certain Let's Play I saw of the remakes of this game. Not for the reasons you may expect. Young couple Dez and Luke. Delcatty and Manectric. Kind of fitting with a very feminine cat and a very masculine wolf. On the topic of wolves, something I am very, very, very excited to talk about recently. So there was a Nintendo Direct earlier today, kind of going over some third-party games that are coming over to the Nintendo Switch and all that. And some very good stuff that was shown is some new Monster Hunter games that are coming to the... I don't want Shanty in this battle, you! Understand what you're doing here, I just don't want it. But yeah, we're getting two amazing new Monster Hunter games on the Switch, and they both look so good. Like, Monster Hunter Rise seems like a very nice progression from the traditional Monster Hunter series, where you have your character, they can ride this wolf-like creature called a palamute. And just having it as a mount is, like, really cool. Well, and it contrasts very nicely to the series' usual partner characters, the Palicos, which are like these sentient cat people that help people out on hunts. And it just looks very cool. The new monsters they introduce are very awesome, like the fire-breathing crane monster. It's like this duck-billed turtle monster that like inflates itself in order to attack. And it definitely looks like it's going to be a very good game. I definitely really like the Monster Hunter series. I started off on Monster Hunter Try on the Wii. It's actually a funny story. My brother bought the game to try it out, and I actually ended up playing it a lot more than he did, all things considered. But yeah, that was a fun game. It definitely got me into the Monster Hunter series, and I was very happy for that. Ooh, how? There are holes in the ground here and there. I noticed took a tumble from the floor above. Definitely want to watch out for those for now. And I don't think there are any hidden items here. I'm gonna quickly check. Nope. Don't really have to worry about hidden items here. Hello, what do you have to say? Memories of my darling Skitty. My eyes overflow thinking about it. So if you're playing the remakes, this area is a completely different design. It's no place for children, least of all you. This place has a different design in the remakes, which is kind of interesting. Ooh. And it's also interesting seeing a trainer with one of these things. Ooh, Wobbuffet, you are quite the infamous Pokemon. Pretty low level, so I think we can get the KO here. Oh, just barely. Oh, good. If that thing used Safeguard on it, if that thing used a Mirror Coat, Shanty would easily be fainted right now. And I wouldn't like that. Yeah, so back onto Monster Hunter. After Try, I picked up the series again with Monster Hunter Generations on the 3DS, and oh boy is that game great. I really like the things Generation does. It's kind of like a celebration of the Monster Hunter series in a way, bringing back a bunch of classic areas and monsters. Definitely has a huge roster of enemies for you to take out, which really makes it a very fun game to play and deal with all these different challenges. And yeah, I just really like the game a lot. And I'm definitely very excited for what we're gonna get in Monster Hunter Rise. Especially if I'm actually able to play the multiplayer functions with some of my friends over on Discord. That'll be very fun. And the other game they showed off was as a sequel to this Monster Hunter spin-off, where it's more of an RPG, where you are actually teaming up with monsters in order to fight opponents, which is a very fun concept for the series. I like actually being able to fight alongside these monsters for a change. It's kind of like Pokemon in a sense. And of course, you know how much I love this series. Hello there, little Shuppet. Nothing to me. So back on topic of this area. Ooh, Beetlejuice level 40 now. That's good. Very, very good. It's got Pokemon finally breaking the level 40 milestone, which is gonna be interesting for something coming up. Especially because if things go as planned, we might not be over leveled for the next major battle, which, oh boy, that's going to be interesting if I try to take it on at that point. Yeah, that's going to be a very interesting thing when we eventually come to it. For the time being, we're just going to focus on the here and now. So we can witch another battle. The rich atmosphere of the mountain has elevated my psychic power. Dear child like you dream of winning. I mean, that would be nice. So on the topic of this area, I kind of said that Shuppet and Duskull are technically version counterparts. But the sense of them being version exclusive, the encounters for these Pokemon are different in between the versions. And so in Ruby and Omega Ruby, you'll be encountering Duskull a lot more than Shuppet, and it's the reverse in Sapphire, Alpha Sapphire, and Emerald, which is quite interesting all things considered. Definitely a unique change from the usual version exclusives. And I definitely want to watch out for him here. In this area, you have a very high chance of running into Shuppet, but you can also encounter Duskull here very rarely. There is another Pokemon that we can also encounter very rarely, but that's mainly on the upper sections of Mount Pyre, and we're not really going to worry about that thing. Even though I actually don't know if there's a trainer in the game who actually uses one, so we're probably not actually going to encounter it this playthrough, but we'll see. My psychic powers have surely grown several times, but nothing. Get a super repel here, and this trainer we haven't fought yet. Why have you come here? For items and experience, obviously. Oh, and also to stop whatever team... You got a lot of Pokemon on you. So if I believe if you get into a double battle with this trainer, or she will only use a team of 3 Pokemon, because that's kind of how the double battles work, where each trainer selected only he can use a maximum of 3 Pokemon. And we're fighting her full team here, so yeah. I do like what they do with the Pokemon breeders in this generation, where they have them equipped with just so many Pokemon. It's a fun little concept. Even though there's only really like 2 in the game that you really benefit from getting to fight, because you can actually rematch when their Pokemon are higher level and get a lot of good experience from them. Here it's just kind of generic, fighting a bunch of single form Pokemon that we've already fought previously. At least Armstrong's getting in some good experience here. So, with the way the team currently is, Armstrong is the only Pokemon that has not reached his final form. That's not going to be an issue for very much longer. If things go in a certain way during this stream, we might actually see another evolution. But that'll probably be around the tail end of things, depending on how things go, of course. But yeah, back on the topic of that Nintendo Direct, there's some good stuff they shown there. Like, Ori and the Will-O-Wisp, which, my god, that game looks gorgeous. The freaking artwork in that game is just so incredible. I'd like to... Oh! Gabrielle is actually a trainer we can rematch. That's awesome. Alright, so there's at least 3 Pokemon breeders in the game that you're actually able to rematch. Very nice. So here we're almost done with Mount Pyre, only a little bit more to go. I love all things horrifying. It's like a disease. When I'm here, I shiver with fear. I kind of get where this girl's coming from. Like, kind of that horror creepy stuff is totally my thing. But you didn't hear that from me. No siree. So other thing that was shown off in the Nintendo Direct, of course, was the Battlefield Wonderworld, which is a game I'm very excited to play, and not just because I'm totally bi for that one character. No, shut up. But yeah, it just looks like a really fun game. It's cool seeing Yuji Naka working on other games after leaving the Sonic franchise. So definitely very cool. Very looking forward to playing for that game because it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. That we are almost done this area. Just a little bit more to go. Teacher, please watch over my progress. Black Belt Atsushi. This guy kind of makes me sad. Definitely want to switch out Harlequin. Yeah, Beetlejuice should be fine here. The only thing I have to worry from this guy is knockoff, and it's not a good move in this generation. It definitely gets better in later games when its base power gets buffed, but in this game it's really no issue. Alright, that guy is down. Teacher, please forgive me. Until I improve, my teacher who rests here will never find true peace. See, that bums me out. Let's try to get a double here. When I'm here, a curious power flows into me. Have you lost your bearings? Have no fear, for I am here. So these should be the last trainers we have to deal with in this area. Hex Maniac Valerie and Psychic Cedric. Gabo Sableye and Wobbuffet. So here's a useful strategy here. Don't target Wobbuffet first. Actually, let's go for a Giga Drain on that Sableye, and yeah, Thunderbolt should be fine. Ooh. Oh, you jerk. But yeah, don't target Wobbuffet first. As long as you don't attack Wobbuffet, you have no risk of getting attacked by it. Oh, Thunderbolt would have KO'd it anyway. Okay, good. Oh, Destiny Bond. Also want to watch out for this move that Wobbuffet knows. So after the Pokemon uses Destiny Bond, do not take it out. If you make the opponent faint the turn after it uses Destiny Bond, your Pokemon will be knocked out as well. So I'm just going to waste my turn by not attacking this thing directly. Gonna wait for the opportunity where it doesn't use Destiny Bond, and we should be good. Really? You missed using Flash, of all things. Okay. We should now be free to attack this thing. Let's go for Bite. That and Feint Attack should be more than enough to take out this Wobbuffet. And there we go. Very nice. Those Wobbuffet can be scary if you're unprepared for them. The power's ebbing away. Weren't you lost? Another thing about Wobbuffet to watch out for is that they have an ability called Shadow Tag that makes it so that your Pokemon cannot switch out. Definitely bad if you get stuck in a battle against a Wobbuffet with a Pokemon that's not prepared to take them out. And with that, we registered Valerie, so she's another trainer we're able to rematch. But it's kind of weird that she is so high up in this tower, so you have to go out of your way to get her. But over here, we get TM30, Shadow Ball. This is a very good attack. One of the strongest Ghost-type moves in the game. Not only that, but it's a great coverage move. Lots of Pokemon are able to learn this move, and it can be very useful to you. Namely, for Beetlejuice. Now, Beetlejuice will naturally learn Shadow Ball in its level up moveset, but I want to teach him this move now. Just because having it sooner is very good. So in this generation, certain attacks will have their... Well, the way a damage is calculated in terms of types is that the type of the move determines which of the offensive stats it actually uses. And Ghost is a physical type in this game. So Shadow Ball, despite it being considered a special attack in later games, will be working off of Bayonet's attack stat. You can see why I wanted this move on Beetlejuice now. This is a very, very welcome addition to his moveset. He's going to cause so much trouble to my opponents, and it's going to be beautiful. Kind of weird how that gravestone is pure white there. But anyway, let's go down here and pick up some much needed rewards. Lax Incense. So, incense is an interesting item in the series. To use this, it's a hold item that slightly lowers the foe's accuracy. That's not the only effect of incense. Incense will make it so that when they are equipped to certain Pokemon and left in the daycare, they can be bred in order to obtain exclusive baby Pokemon that they normally wouldn't be able to breed. Namely, the incense that you can get here in the mountain, the Lax Incense and Sea Incense, can be used for Wobbuffet and Marill and Azumarill in order to get their baby Pokemon. One of which I don't think we've actually seen at this point. So yeah, that's everything we can do inside of Mount Pyre. But there is still some stuff we can do in the exterior of this place. If we go down this hole here, and go over this way without being interrupted by battles. Alright, what you got, buddy? Alright, that's very nice. Over here, we're now on the outside of Mount Pyre. This area has really good music, just want to say. It's fantastic stuff here. And over here we pick up the TM4 Skill Swap. This is an interesting move. It'll make it so that you swap abilities with whatever Pokemon is affected. Can be useful in a lot of situations. I could definitely name some Pokemon that benefit a lot from this move. Things are foggy up here. So the exterior of Mount Pyre is interesting because there are some Pokemon here that you cannot encounter inside of Mount Pyre. Of course, you are still able to encounter Shuppet as well as the Skull here. But there's some new Pokemon we're able to encounter here. Namely for something we've seen plenty of in this adventure. Only in Ruby, Sapphire, and the remakes, you can encounter Metatypes in the wild here. In Emerald, you are unable to catch them, which is kind of unfortunate, really, but I don't know. You're able to pick up a max potion there, which is very good. You don't really see a whole lot of these items in the wild, so definitely grab it when you can. Well, yeah, this area, I want to equip the item finder, just so that I know that I've cleared out the items here. Team Aqua is here as well. Haha, too bad for you! If you came earlier, you only would have had to battle the wimpy Team Magma. But since you arrived now, you have to take on us toughies. Oh dear, whatever am I gonna do? I have to fight Team Aqua again. Ooh. Hey buddy, guess what? Prepare to get drank by a cactus. Boy, that was a sentence to say. But yeah, Giga Drain is a very good move at this point of the adventure, and one that complements Harlequin very nicely. Especially with her being mostly attack and not having a whole lot in terms of bulk. Definitely good for her being able to recover health like that. Let's put Armstrong ahead here. Lux is also very good for dealing with these guys. So if you're playing Ruby or Omega Ruby, you'll be dealing with Team Magma here. In the other games, you're dealing with Team Aqua. And really, these guys are no trouble at all. At this point in your adventure, you should definitely have a team that can take these guys out. So there's really nothing to worry about here. I thought you were one of the Magmas who happened to come back. Nope. I'm independent from you clowns. Yeah, so you're strong, but there's a lot of us. We saw you in Mount Chimney. You don't belong to either team, so why would you be here? I don't know, just sightseeing. Oh, I know, you tried to join Team Magma, but they wouldn't have you. But don't think that we'll let you join on Team Aqua. I had no intention of doing that, even though water is my favorite type. You guys do not represent the element at all. I mean, we are seeing Whalmer here, so at least they're using something other than Carvana. Seriously, they really do not have a effective use of... They don't really represent the water type well on their team. And while the remakes do add more Pokemon onto their roster, the only thing they really add is the Grimer family of all Pokemon, which is just really weird. Yeah, I don't really get why. These guys are kind of a letdown in terms of villains. I mean, at least for Team Skull, there's an in-universe reason for those guys being so pathetically weak. These guys, it's just sad. Should almost be done this. Ooh, the rough skin. Something to deal with. You're gonna mess with anyone? Let it be Team Magma. If you want to join Team Aqua that badly, we can consider it. No, I've seen what you guys are capable of, and it's not worth it. We have a great combination going of us members and our leader. It doesn't matter, we bought ourselves some time. Boss should be enough to snatch what he was after. Team Magma's Maxie got ahead of us, but we also got what we wanted. The Red Orb preserved at Mount Pyre. I, Archie, now have it in my possession. Now we can bring our ultimate objective to fruition. Okay, team, we're pulling out. Oh no, this cannot happen. Not only the blue orb, but even the red orb have been taken. The blue orb and red orb must never be separated. They belong together. What are those men trying to do with the two orbs? Oh yes, was it Team Magma who came and took the blue orb first? Well, in their haste, they left this behind. I couldn't imagine what exactly it could be. I'd like you to have it. Perhaps it'll be useful in some way. Exclusive to Emerald, you get the Magma emblem here. The blue orb and red orb taken by those sinister men. They must never be apart. Fear something terrible will happen. Mount Pyre is where we calm the spirits of Pokemon that passed on. It's a high place where one can see all of Hoenn. The disembodied spirits of Pokemon must find solace here. Is it coincidence that you are here? Will you hear on my tale? A tale untold in the Hoenn region? Sure. It happened long, long ago. The world was racked by a ferocious clash between the Pokemon of the land and the Pokemon of the sea. The Pokemon of the land raised mountains and created continents. The Pokemon of the sea raised huge waves and carved out oceans. Their fierce duel raged without end. The world was engulfed in massive infernos and vicious storms. The blue orb and the red orb brought an end to the calamity. Light poured from the two orbs and becalmed the enraged adversaries. The Pyramid Docile dove deep into the sea where eventually they disappeared. fascinating tale, sir. So we got a small idea on what Team Magma and Team Aqua are up to. Stealing the orbs here in order to bring about their dastardly schemes. Just going for this area. There's definitely a few items you want to pick up here. There we get a rare candy, which is very nice. So on the topic of other stuff you can find here, in the remakes, you can also get some Mega Stones here in the Mount Pyre. So in the interior Mount Pyre, you can find a Mega Stone for Metatite's evolution. And in the upper section of Mount Pyre here, you're able to find the Mega Stone for Bayonet. Highly recommend picking it up, cause I can't stop gushing about how good Bayonet is, can I? And yeah, its Mega's definitely pretty formidable as well. There's an item here. Zinc. And I think that's the last item we can grab here. Okay. So that's pretty much everything we can do here on Mount Pyre. Oh, sorry. Didn't want to select that. Yeah, we can actually fly here. And we got a hint that we need to pursue Team Magma. Where else can we find them but at a volcano? We're heading back to Lava Ridge. I just remembered I don't have the Aqua bike with me, so it'd actually be pretty tricky getting up the mountain right now. Alright, I can quickly go switch the bikes and we'll be good. So wait, I gotta go deposit some items. So yeah, I think we got one more objective we can do before we call things for today. Yep, we have Mach Bike, so I'll quickly switch that out for the Aqua Bike so that we can get up there much easier, and we should be put the rare candy, sea incense, relax incense away, and cleanse tags, why not? And we'll use that zinc on somebody. Definitely someone who could use some extra defenses. Like Shanty. While I'm here, it's also a good opportunity to stock up on revival urns. It's the only area in the game you can actually grab them in a shop, so definitely would recommend it. Also good because being able to fully revive your Pokemon should they faint is a luxury you can afford. But it's definitely a good one. Something I definitely want to do, at some point, is actually show off what is inside that egg we got. We'll definitely have to focus on that sometime in the future. Definitely not here. Yes, I like to switch bikes. I just want to remember something about this next area. We're going to need an HM going into this next area. I forget whether we need Rock Smash or Strength. I mean, by this point, we have access to the... move deleter right now, so it's not going to be that big of a problem if we have to actually use that in this area. Let's go on our Aqua bike, and then we can bunny hop off the mountain. Just a fun mental image here. Oh, this boulder's shaking in response to the Magma emblem. Got our new destination. Before we go in there, though, there is something that I wanted to show off. It's actually something we could have done all the way after dealing with Flannery, but I just totally forgot to do when we were wrapping stuff up here. So after you beat Flannery, some trainers appear up here on Mount Chimney's crater. And we are going to deal with them here just to get them out of the way. Yeah, we could have done these battles so much sooner, and right now they are not a threat to us at all. So as we're just taking off these guys and showing off the battles, what's some stuff to talk about? Oh no, I talked about Xenoblade Chronicles 2, talked about VTubers, movies. Ooh. So something else that I watched today is I went and revisited Star Wars Clone Wars. Just a very interesting show that I saw from when I was a kid, and just so many good memories of watching that when I was younger. So, in case you don't know, it was a show produced by Genndy Tartakovsky of the Samurai Jack fame, that served as kind of an interquel between between Star Wars Episode 2 and 3, kind of showing what went on during the Clone Wars before they actually made a new show to go into all that stuff. Much more expanded upon, but god damn, I frickin' love Tartakovsky's version of the Clone Wars. Just, it's been really great to revisit that particular brand of animation, because it still holds up so good and is among some of my favorite 2D animation I've ever seen. Like, it's so amazing. And the way that they tell the story of the Clone Wars is pretty cool. Like, the series is much more action-oriented. And while, what I mean is that the story in the 3D animated Clone Wars show is a lot more dialogue-focused and meant to talk about these big stories and focus on a lot of characters going through the Clone Wars, while Tartakovsky's show is a lot more action-oriented. There are just these massive periods where there's very little dialogue, focusing exclusively on just the characters fighting in this massive conflict. I've been just showing all these great action and battles. I might want to get that checked out, lady. And yeah, it's just been really great to revisit it. Just well-animated show. Just love the way the characters are portrayed. Even if they're kind of vanilla compared to what we see in other media. And it's just amazing. Like, the show still has, like, the best interpretation of General Grievous that we have ever seen. He's so frickin' scary in this show, and it's so good. But yeah, it's something that I'm very glad to get to revisit at this time. So with these two, and we should be all good here. Ooh, that was a scorching hot match. Ah, you're a real firebrand too. Sorry, but Firebrand is what Josh Scorcher's persona is, but whatever. Got Hiker Sawyer registered. Yeah, that's what lava does to you. Okay, we definitely have enough time to go for this next area. So, our story right now is diverging greatly from our original quest of focusing on the Pokedex, as well as battling the gyms. Because now we have to focus on dealing with Aqua and Magma a lot more aggressively here. Okay, good. We have to deal with strength here. So here, exclusive to Emerald version, we have Team Magma's hideout along the side of Mount Chimney. Here you'll be running into 3 Pokemon in the wild, Geodude, Graveler, and Torkoal. They're the only Pokemon you can catch here, which isn't too bad considering the overall length of this area. So not really too bad. The Torkoal here do hurt somewhat because they are packing Flamethrower, and also Protect is something to watch out for on these guys. So I might actually just start using Repels here, because I don't really need to gain experience from these things. We're going to have plenty of opportunities to gain experience in this place. After all, we're in the main base of the bad guys. Just going to cast a Repel here, and we should be good. Yep, you're going to need Strength in order to access this place. So if you have not picked up the Strength HM in the Rust Turf Tunnel, highly recommend doing it now. There's not really a whole lot of hidden items we need to worry about here. Our leader told us to dig into Mount Chimney, so we dug and dug. In the course of digging, we came across something that blew our minds. What do we find? I'll tell you if you beat me. So looks like Team Magma's definitely cooking up an evil plan here. So what did they find here at Mount Chimney? Well, we'll just have to beat them to find out. So of course here in the Team Magma base, we got a lot of Team Magma grunts to deal with, which means we'll be seeing a lot of fire types, a lot of ground types, and the occasional Zubat and Poochyena. Really, this area is not all that tough. One thing to note is that you will have to watch out if you don't have any repels here, because the Geodude and Graveler here do know self-destruct, and those moves can be devastating if you're not prepared for them. Hold it right there! You don't really expect me to keep my trap shut and let you waltz by me. I mean, it's worked out for me in the past. I mean, not really, because my mentality is I have to show off every trainer in this stream series, so of course I'm gonna kick your butt, dude. Alright, Bite should easily be able to take out this Numble. Dealing with a bunch of unevolved Pokemon here, unfortunately. Team Magma's really no threat here, as long as you got a very strong water type to just wash away anything they got. Ooh, wow, I concede! Maybe it would have been better if I did just let you go unchallenged. Regardless, it didn't work out for you in the past. Just gonna go ahead and use another Repel here. Just cause I don't need experience from wild Pokemon. What? Only Team Magma members supposed to be in here. You're not dressed in Team Magma's uniform. You rouse my suspicion. Battle with me! So we're getting to fight the rarely seen female Team Magma grunts here, which I'm always happy for. It's quite the cute design. Ooh, Mightyena. Actually something that's worth a challenge here. Also, I should probably switch Alexa out here with that level she currently has. Get some more experience shared among the team. Alright, some good stuff. Oh no, your pride. I'm so sorry for wounding your pride. So as we're going through here, what's some other stuff to talk about? So, you probably know about it from just from the memes that have been going around YouTube and Twitter, but there's this game that has definitely gained a lot of popularity in the recent memory called Among Us, which is just really cool. Oh, it's just this fun little game about a bunch of astronauts taking care of this base, but some of the astronauts are actually like this alien menace that is disguising themselves as the astronauts and trying to take them out one after another without being discovered, and it's a really cool setup for a game, one that plays very nicely with just having a game to play among a big group of friends, and just having them try to survive in this very tense and a hectic area. Definitely a cool game that I would definitely like to try out for myself. I've definitely seen a lot of streams of it, because, let's see. Mainly as a recent subscriber to Proton John's channel. Definitely getting to see a lot of him playing it with his friends, and it's been a very fun time from what I've seen. Definitely a game I would like to check out, because not only is it cheap, but definitely seems like it's very fun to play, especially among the group of friends I have over on Discord. Like, they have talked about starting up a thing to play it, and I would very much love to, but work has been so busy lately, so I don't really know if I have the opportunity for that. But yeah, definitely got a busy schedule in the future. I'll definitely be trying to get in as many of these streams as I can on my days off, because we are very close to getting done the story of this game. It's definitely going to be a lot of post-game content to go over, so the series isn't quite over. But it'll be interesting going through it as the year continues. I've already lost. Do I really need to keep running around in a circle? I mean, that's what the AI dictates. If you've literally been programmed to do that, you got no choice, buddy. I believe you want to go in here because this is a optional pathway. It's still good for getting some good items. I don't have a bone to pick with you. I'm just following orders. I can't stand heat. Maybe I should have joined Team Aqua instead. Yeah, maybe you should have, buddy. You know, it's only really coming to me now because of this area being exclusive to Emerald. This means that speedruns of Emerald would tend to be a lot... would tend to last a lot longer than speedruns of Ruby and Sapphire. Which is interesting. I've never actually attempted a speedrun of a Pokemon game before because I mainly focus on trying to get as much done whenever I'm playing a Pokemon game. Like, I try to get as much of the experience as I can, fighting all the trainers, catching a full team, going out to get every item that I can, you know? It's just my preferred style of doing things. I could never see myself, like, actively trying the speedrun strats. No, it's just not my style. Here we got ourselves a full restore. Very good item to pick up there. So I don't actually know if we picked up one of these before, but this is one of the best healing items you can get. The full restore fully restores the HP and status of a Pokemon. Definitely a great item to have, and eventually we'll reach the point where we can buy them, which will be very beneficial to us. It's definitely an item you want to pick up when you can. And definitely save for the important battles. You can hear tremors here sometimes. Could it be the volcano rattling? Or is it ground? What? Nope, never mind. Ooh, he almost spoiled the surprise. There's definitely something here Magma doesn't want us to find out about, and I wonder what it could be. You're a fiery battler, just like a volcano. Thank you. One of her guys was freaking out that he lost his Magma emblem. Wait a minute, was it you who found it? I may have acquired it some point. That's not for you to really know, buddy. I'm having trouble believing this. I know, right? Getting this filling our plan is going to end in failure. Max Elixir! Now that is a good item to pick up. There's only a limited amount of these in the game. Definitely want to hold on to them as much as you can. The Max Elixir will fully restore the power points of all of your Pokemon's moves. Save these for very important areas. Here in this section of the Magma Hideout, we're back on the top floor. When Team Magma and roll call, we get important guarding assignments in the order that we line up. That's why I'm stuck off in this corner. I'm always late to roll call. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. I mean, there's really nothing I can do about it, with me being the protagonist and having to crush your organization's hopes and dreams. And I'm so sorry about that. No, I'm not. Here, maybe this will cool you off. I'm always late for trading sessions, too. Sorry, buddy. Aw, at least we changed this guy's life for the better. And we get another rare candy here. Very good. Also, I'm realizing because of the existence of this place, that also means that there are more items in Emerald than there are in the other versions. So, even more incentive to play this version over the others. Yeah, we're taking down everything we can in that optional pathway, so let's head down this way. We should nearly be done here, really. What'd I do to deserve this guard posting? My left ear's burning up! That's actually some pretty good writing there. I'll give you guys that. You know how to work a script. Also, man, can you just imagine working in a volcano with, like, no heat protection for, like, your entire shift? That'd just be brutal. Absolutely brutal. I'm getting heat exhaustion. Sorry, bud, nothing I can do about it. I think it's odd we're wearing hoods in this magma-filled volcano. Someone in the localization team was feeling particularly sassy. So in this room here, PP Max. This is basically a PP up, except it boosts your Pokemon's power points to the maximum values as they can have. So normally you can use 3 PP ups to level up a move's power points to its maximum level. The PP Max does that in one gulp. So definitely want to save that for a later on. I guess it'd be good on Shanty's Ice Beam, because I can see a lot of use for that later on. But yeah, I'll definitely save this for later. That's a very good move, only a limited amount of those in the game. Hey buddy, I understand everything our leader says, but you know what? Doing stuff like digging up a super ancient Pokemon and ripping off someone's meteorite? I think we're going a little too far. What do you think? Another thing I like about this area is the machinery that they have in this place with those big drill old machines. Showing how Team Magma was able to create these caverns here. So it's a nice little attention to detail here that helps with the world building. Really like it. Mightyana's taken care of. Very nice. Yeah, I think we're doing something wrong somehow. At least this guy's self-aware. You know, losing you clear my mind. Next time I see your leader, I'm gonna ask him about what we do. So another reason why I really like Emerald, just having this area added and all this dialogue given to all these grunts and having them be a lot more self-aware of what's going on is very cool.
We joints we can help a leader achieve his fantastic vision. I don't care if you're with Team Aqua, or if you're just some kid passing by. No one interferes with us and gets away with it.
Okay, how does infiltrating a volcano base count as passing by?
I'm sensing some holes in your logic.
Shanty should easily be able to take this thing out, and spoilers, Shanty's gonna be very useful for some more fights coming up, obviously.
Oh no, you're not to be trusted at all.
Nope, I am not.
Listen to me, Team Magma's right. Don't listen to Team Aqua. Don't believe their lies. Don't listen to Andor's lies!
Nugget, very good there. And we should be in the final area of this volcano. Yep, only a few battles to go. Team's looking very good at this point, so definitely carry forward. I want to see Groudon too, but they won't let me even see its tail. It's got me feeling really frustrated. Oh no, I blacked about Groudon! Yep, apparently that's what Team Magma's after, the legendary Pokemon Groudon. Honestly, who can blame them? That thing is awesome. Take care of that. Balto and we're good. I guess impossible to win when one doesn't have a calm mind. Nope. I wonder if Groudon even has a tail. Someone hasn't checked out the official art. I should use one more repel here and we'll be good. Ourselves a double battle here. Soon, very soon, a grand objective will be achieved. You're not finished yet. You're not getting by me easily. Team Magma Grunt and Team Magma Grunt. I was expecting someone else here, but I guess he's a little farther down. Alright, Shanty and Beetlejuice. Good luck, you two. Even though these guys are really no trouble at all. Alright, took out the Numble easily. And Zubat goes down as well. Alright, level up on Shanty. That's very good. Gah, come so far, but now this? Was I that easy to knock down? Well, yeah. Shanty. We'll have you take a little break until we get to the main event of this floor. You made it this far, so I'll tell you. That's right. Up ahead, Groudon sleeping. Maxie went to Groudon just seconds ago. It's going to awaken real soon. We're meeting an old friend here. Magma admin Tabitha. You know, it was a real missed opportunity not to add Courtney to this area. Because, yeah, she doesn't show up at all in this version, only appearing in Ruby. Besides that, we got another Manic Trainer to deal with, and he's really nothing special. Like, just using the same Pokemon that we have already seen on plenty of Magma Grunts. Makes you wonder why they even bothered having an admin here if he's just going to be using the same Pokemon. Like, the Grunts at this point have even been using Mighty Anna now, so it's not special that this guy's using one. Again, I do really like this game, but even I have to take a moment to just rag on it for some of its creative decisions. And finally, we got ourselves a Camerupt. Shanty, this one's all yours. This thing is a little formidable being at level 33, but there's nothing a water type can't handle. Taken down again! And while you wasted time with me, Maxie should have awakened Groudon! Oh dear. It seems like we've been played. Definitely want to pick this up. Max Revive. It's only fitting that we pick this up here now. Very important if things go wrong here. We got ourselves a battle. Right quick here, what I want to do is I want someone to deal with Dark. I think Harlequin will be good to lead off here. Groudon, nothing could awaken you from your sleep-fainted magma. This blue orb is what you sought, wasn't it? I have brought you the blue orb. Let it shine, awaken you, and show me the full extent of your power. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Groudon, what's wrong? Wasn't the blue orb the key? Groudon, where have you gone? Oh, so it was you? I've seen you poking around uninvited here and there. I get it now. You must have pulled a cheap stunt. Maxie has failed to acquire the power of Groudon, and now he's taking his anger out on us. Leading off with Mighty Anna. We definitely fought plenty of these things before. Now lead off with using Intimidate to weaken your attack power. Even with that though, we shouldn't have too much trouble taking this thing out. Unless we score a low roll on that pin missile. It's got Scary Face to lower the speed of your Pokemon too, which could be a little troublesome. And it's also got Swagger to try to confuse your Pokemon. This thing is mainly here to debuff your team and soften him up for the harder hitters on his team. It's really not too bad. He's using Super Potion. Really says a lot when the evil leader's using a Super Potion to heal his Pokemon. Should have this thing almost taken care of. Alright, that takedown will actually help soften it up a bit more. So it should almost be done. One more hit should do it. And there we go. Mighty Anna is down. So next opponent here is going to be Crobat. We have not seen this thing at this point. Armstrong, I'm counting on you. Crobat is the final form of the Zubat family and one of the strongest poison types in the game. It's also one of the fastest Pokemon you'll find. And overall, it's fantastic, having great stats all across the board. This thing's very formidable. It has some decent damaging attacks here, and also has Confuse Ray in order to mess up your Pokemon so that they have a lower chance of actually hitting it. Besides that, we should be pretty good here. This Crobat should go down in just a few more hits. This means he's going to have a Super Potion. As long as Armstrong doesn't get confused much longer, we should be good. There we go. Managed to take it out. And Maxie's final Pokemon is Camerupt. Shanty, this one's all yours. So one serve should be able to take this thing out. Camerupt, of course, being a fire ground type, pretty formidable if you're not prepared for it. But with that, we defeated Maxie again. What makes you so adept at handling Pokemon? I don't know. I care. There has to be some reason why Groudon fled. That's what you're trying to say, aren't you? You think I didn't know that? With Groudon gone, there's no longer any need for this blasted volcano. I'm going after Groudon, so this is where we part. So looks like Team Magma wasn't able to accomplish their plan. But now we have a legendary Pokemon out on the loose. I really want to grab that. Escape rope. Don't have to worry about that, really, because, yeah, we are done with this area. We just look around for more item. Nope. That's it for the Magma hideout. We had dealt with everything here, and Team Magma has all but left. Let's push the boulders out of here, and then we should be good for this stream. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine if we encounter anything at this point. Nope. Okay. Thinking of what's going forward, do we need anything? Well, we still got time, so there is one last thing I want to do before we call things a night here. There's a place I've neglected to go to in the last couple of streams that I really should have been to sooner. Alright, just deposit some of the items we don't need, sell that nugget we picked up, and then we should be good for this. Put away that, put away that, put away that, and then we'll sell the nuggets. Which is good, because I've definitely been hurting for money after buying all those TMs. Oh boy. Alright, we actually have enough money to afford one of the big TMs. But at this point, we really don't need to buy any more, so it's nice that we had all that taken care of. So heading back up to Route 110, because I want to go check out the Trickmaster's house again. Being watched. Somewhere around here. There you are. How'd you know I conceal myself in this planter? You're sharp. Yep, we have another Trickmaster challenge to do after clearing our 6th gym. I forgot to do this earlier just because I'm an idiot. This is a fairly unique challenge here. Click, click. Mecha Doll 1 am I? If you answer quizzes correctly, then you will go to Mecha Doll 5. Then you can obtain the secret code. Mecha Doll 1 quiz. One of these Pokemon not found on Route 110. Which one is it? So I believe it's Halo that can't be found there. Alright. So we just got ourselves some quizzes to solve here. This very much reminds me a lot of those segments in Banjo-Kazooie where you have to solve quiz questions in one of the final challenges. Pokemon the Wooly, borrow from the father. That be Zigzagoon. Set over this way. Got these guys to deal with. Mechadol free MI. Matters of money on my sole focus. Mechadol free quiz. Which costs more? 3 Harbor Males or 1 Burn Heal? So I know the males are only like 50, I believe. And so I think the Burn Heal's more expensive. Congratulations. Yep. Now this guy, what's he got? Megadol 4, that is me. My quiz and object of beauty. In Seashore House, were there more men or women? The Seashore House, there are more males there than there are females. Alright, memorize the code on the scroll, and then we can move on to the final challenge. Master's Best and Proudest Achievement am I? Mechadol 5 quiz. On the cycling road, how many triathletes were there? I don't know if he's referring to just NPCs or actual trainers. If he's referring to NPCs, I want to say there's 6. Nope. Okay, so we have to redo all this. So I think we still need to memorize the code on the thing. I'll try that. One of these Pokemon does not use Leech Life. That would be Dustox. Yeah, these guys got a bunch of different questions among them. They're not really all that difficult to get through. Which these Pokemon's chasing Professor Birch. It's actually different depending on the version you're playing. I believe in this version he's chased by a Zigzagoon. Alright, let's take out this guy just so that we get through this. Fortree City, how many tree houses were there? I believe it's 6. There you are. Trickmaster is a genius. It definitely was. That was a fun challenge. Definitely tests your knowledge of the game. Ah, you made it to me. You're sharp. Took me all night to make mecha dolls, and another to pick up the quiz. You're almost my equal in greatness by 1-2 places. Fine, you've earned this reward. We get TM12. Scrub that smug smirk on your face. Much too early to think you won. I'll make new tricks to stump you, I will. You may mock me only when you're done. So, what is that TM that we got for this guy? Taunt. He's taunting us. Remember when I said this game was clever? Yeah, that is definitely an interesting move. Makes it so that the target can only use attacking moves. For a few turns. Which can be helpful if you're up against opponents that really like to focus on status moves. But with that, that is everything that I wanted to take care of in this stream. Got a lot of good progress, getting an evolution, getting to explore a bunch of areas, and why don't we go check out what that commotion is next time? So that said, we are about done with this session. Alright, time to wrap things up here. Next time on Pokémon Emerald, we'll see what that commotion is over there, and see if we can deal with Team Aqua. Until next time, have a good night, and take care.